Now I want to show you, I didn't look at my watch when I got started, and I truly don't like to just go crazy with time, so I'm trying to land the plane, and it's not easy. I'm circling and they won't give me clearance, so we're just going to have to burn off some fuel, all right? They won't give me clearance. That was just, there's no one in the room going, wrap it up. Probably wouldn't do any good anyway. I was thinking, that guy likes to do this with his finger. Let me show you another one. Mark chapter 6, real quick. I spent a lot of time kind of bringing you in with the whole adventure part tonight that really wasn't where I was going to go, but I try to read the room, and I've been spending this quarantine time. We do our meetings in Tuesday in North Georgia, but I haven't traveled a lot, and so I've done a lot of sermons in front of my camera in my office to no one. And when you're preaching to no one, there's no one to pull, and you don't chase anything, and they're these nice, succinct, sermons with points, and they go right where they're supposed to go. And then you got here in front of faces, and you just go crazy. And you're just chasing everything, and you're running every little thing down. So I should have told you that up front. But, all right, Mark chapter 6. Verse 45, immediately he made his disciples get into a boat and go before him to the other side to Bethsaida while he sent the multitude away. And when he had sent them away, he departed to the mountain to pray. I would be pretty scared right here. The last time Jesus said, let's go over to the other side, he got in the boat with me and almost died. But he was in the boat with me, so I was cool. This time he said, you guys go on over and I'll meet you later. And I think I'd have went, I think I'm just going to wait and come with you. I don't know how you're going to get there, but last time it seemed better that you were in the boat. When the evening came, the boat was in the middle of the sea and he was alone on the land, and he saw them straining at rowing, for the wind was against them. Now about the fourth watch of the night, he came to them walking on the sea and would have passed them by. And when they saw him walking on the sea, they supposed it was a ghost, and they cried out. For they all saw him and were troubled. But immediately he talked with them and said to them, be of good cheer, it is I, be not afraid. That's asking a lot, right? You just saw a talking ghost, middle of the ocean, middle of the storm. Don't worry about it. Then he went up into the boat to them, and the wind ceased, and they were greatly amazed in themselves beyond measure and marveled, for they had not understood about the loaves because their heart was hardened. So what do we see? First of all, can you imagine leaving Jesus? My answer is no way I'm doing that. But I would say if you're in the middle of this journey, wherever you are on this journey, whenever you sense the direction of the Holy Spirit to open your heart to the tenderness of the love of the Father, let Jesus in that boat. Okay, let Jesus in that boat. You might say, well, I thought he's always in the boat with me. He is, but I'm talking about in specific instances, in specific circumstances where you might have felt as if you have went out on your own in this, or when you feel as if you're in an area where you're not at rest. Listen for the voice of the Father. Listen for the sound of the Holy Spirit and invite Jesus into that boat. Just let him take that ride with you. Now I want to show you this same story from Matthew's Gospel, Matthew chapter 14. In Matthew chapter 14, verse 25, here's the same story with another caveat. In the fourth watch of the night, Jesus went to them walking on the sea. And when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled and said, it's a ghost. And they cried out for fear. But immediately Jesus spoke to them and said, be of good cheer, it is I, be not afraid. Peter answered and said, Lord, if it's you, command me to come to you out on the water. And he said, come. And when Peter had come down out of the boat, he walked on the water to go to Jesus. And when he saw that the wind was boisterous, he was afraid. And beginning to sink, he cried out, saying, Lord, save me. And immediately Jesus stretched out his hand, caught him, and said to him, O you of little faith, why did you doubt? And when they got into the boat, the wind ceased. The little caveat of the Matthew version of the story is that when Jesus comes walking on the water, Peter cries out, Lord, if it's you, can I come out and walk on the water with you? And what this tells us is that there are going to be moments when we're crossing to the other side, that the way to get to the other side is completely unconventional. You are to get to the other side without the obvious means of natural support. That the only way to get there is to swing your leg out of the boat and walk on water. I've been there. I have felt the Father pulling me from point A to point B. And I've rowed the boat looking for provision, looking for wisdom, only to see the the man walking on the sea that says, swing your leg out and walk out here. I've packed my family up and moved from one side of the country to the other. I packed my family up and moved from that side of the country to the far other side of the country. And in both of those situations, I literally had only seen the ghost walking on the water that said, in this season, the way that you're going to get to the next place is to leave behind what you know so that you can come out here to discover what you don't. And there's going to be some moments in your storm and in your journey when you're going to have the courage and the faith to swing your leg outside the boat and walk on the water. You say, what does that look like? I have no idea what it looks like for you, because I don't think it looks the same way for every person. But what it is when we have to make decisions. We've become far too prone to waiting until everything lines up before we'll make a move in the Spirit. So what we'll do is we'll say, Lord, I believe you're telling me to do something. But here's what I'm going to need you to do, Lord. I'm going to need you to do this, and then I'm going to need you to do this. And I could do this all night long, right? Because that's what we'll do. Because here's what will happen. The first one will get met, and the second one will get met, and we'll go, okay, well, we're on the right track, Lord. Till you do this one, I'm not going to do it. And then sometimes it's like the heavens close, and you stop getting all the signs you need, but you still hear the voice. You still hear the Spirit going, when are you going to do it? You go, yeah, but God, I said I wouldn't do it until you did this. And what we need to realize is what we might be hearing is the Father standing out on the water going, for this next one, you're going to have to give up the means of visible support. You don't get what you're looking for until you get out here with me, because you can't see it from over there. You can only see it from over here. And so we swing our leg out and we walk on water, and we don't do it perfectly. We get out there and we sink because we watch the waves and hear the wind and we freak out. But you don't have to worry, because wherever you are, He is.